There is a doctor who works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without a salary, without sleep, and without complaint. This doctor has been studying your biology since the moment you were conceived. This doctor knows exactly how to knit a broken bone back together. It knows how to scan your blood for invaders and neutralize them. It knows how to dissolve a clot before it reaches your heart. This doctor is you, or more specifically, it is your body's innate intelligence. In the modern world, we have forgotten this. We have been conditioned to believe that healing is something that comes from the outside. We believe that health is delivered in a plastic bottle, a pill, or a surgery. We view the body as a broken machine that needs a mechanic. But the body is not a machine. It is a garden. A machine wears out with use. A garden adapts and grows stronger. A machine cannot repair its own gears. A living system constantly regenerates. The truth is, no medicine in the world has ever healed you. Antibiotics kill bacteria, but your body repairs the tissue. A cast holds the bone in place, but your osteoblasts rebuild the calcium matrix. The actual act of healing is always an inside job. However, in our toxic, high-stress environment, this internal doctor gets overwhelmed. The signals get crossed. The immune system gets confused. The inflammation response gets stuck in the on position. The body forgets how to heal itself. This is where plants come in. True medicinal plants are not just green drugs. They are biological keys. They contain complex molecular codes that unlock specific pathways in your body. They don't force the body to do something. They remind the body how to do it. They support homeostasis. They provide the raw materials for regeneration. Today, we are going to explore 20 specific plants that do not just treat symptoms. These plants support your body's own healing mechanisms. We will look at plants that teach your white blood cells to hunt. Plants that stimulate your stem cells to divide. Plants that flush the lymphatic system and reset your nervous system. We are going to cover the science, the history, and the practical application of each. From the deep roots of the ashwagandha plant to the sticky resin of the myrrh tree. Welcome to the ultimate guide on self-healing. Let's unlock the pharmacy within. Let us begin with the concept of Wei Qi. In traditional Chinese medicine, Wei Qi is the protective energy field that surrounds the body, what we now call the immune system. The master builder of Wei Qi is Astragalus. Astragalus membranaceus is not an immune booster. This is an important distinction. You don't always want to boost the immune system. If you have allergies or an autoimmune disease, boosting it makes you sicker. Astragalus is an immune modulator. It is a teacher. It contains polysaccharides and saponins that interact with your white blood cells. If your immune system is sluggish and missing infections, Astragalus wakes it up, increasing the production of T cells and macrophages. But if your immune system is hyperactive, attacking pollen or your own tissues, Astragalus helps calm it down. But its deepest power lies in the bone marrow. Astragalus has been shown to protect the bone marrow from the damaging effects of radiation and chemotherapy. It supports the hematopoietic stem cells, the baby cells that eventually become your red and white blood cells. By nourishing the marrow, you are ensuring that your body has a constant supply of fresh, intelligent defenders. You should treat this as a food herb. It is best simmered in soups or broths for hours to extract the heavy polysaccharides. It is the foundation of long-term resilience. If astragalus is the shield, reishi is the meditation. Known in Japan as the phantom mushroom and in China as lingzhi, it has been used for 4,000 years, traditionally reserved for emperors. Reishi works on the autonomic nervous system. Most of us live in sympathetic mode, fight or flight. In this state, the body cannot heal. Healing only happens in parasympathetic mode, rest and digest. Reishi flips the switch. It contains triterpenes, which are molecularly similar to steroid hormones. These compounds downregulate the histamine response, calming allergies, and lower cortisol. But the magic is in the beta-glucans. These complex sugars bind to receptors on your immune cells and essentially program them. It teaches your immune system to distinguish between self and non-self. This is why reishi is the premier herb for autoimmunity. It helps the body remember that it shouldn't be attacking its own thyroid or joints. It restores sanity to a confused immune system. Because reishi is woody and bitter, it must be double extracted, boiled in water, and soaked in alcohol to get the full spectrum of medicine. Taking it before bed supports the deep sleep cycles where tissue repair occurs. Number 3 is elderberry. Your body knows how to fight a virus. It uses fever and antibodies. But sometimes, the virus acts too fast. Elderberry buys your body time. Unlike antibiotics, which kill bacteria, elderberry doesn't kill viruses directly. It supports the body's defense by sabotage. The berry contains a hemagglutinin protein. This protein binds to the tiny spikes on the surface of a virus, like the flu virus. Imagine putting gum on a key. The key no longer fits in the lock. By coating the virus, elderberry prevents it from penetrating your healthy cells. This stops the viral replication cycle. It keeps the viral load low. This gives your body's immune system a massive advantage. Instead of fighting an army of millions, it only has to fight an army of thousands. You still get sick, but for half the time and with half the severity. It is the ultimate support for the body's acute response team. A critical note here: never eat raw elderberries, as they contain compounds that can cause stomach upset. They must always be cooked into a syrup or tea. Number 4 is a plant that has been forgotten by modern medicine, but was indispensable to Native Americans and early settlers: boneset. Its name comes from its use in breakbone fever, or dengue, where the pain was so bad it felt like bones were breaking. But boneset is a master of the febrifuge mechanism. A fever is not a disease, it is a healing response. Your body raises the temperature to cook out bacteria and viruses. Most people panic and take Tylenol to lower the fever, which actually suppresses the immune response. Boneset works with the fever. It is a diaphoretic. It encourages sweating. It helps the body reach the optimal fever temperature to kill the pathogen, and then helps the body break the fever through sweating, releasing toxins through the skin. It supports the natural curve of the illness, rather than suppressing it. It is incredibly bitter, usually taken as a hot tea, to induce sweating during the early stages of a cold or flu. Number 5 is echinacea. Most people think echinacea is for preventing colds. Actually, it is for cleaning up. Once your white blood cells kill an infection, there is a battlefield left behind: dead bacteria, dead cells, and toxins. This debris needs to be moved out through the lymphatic system. If the lymph is stagnant, you get swollen glands and lingering sickness. Echinacea is a lymphatic alterative. It stimulates the flow of lymph fluid. It also inhibits an enzyme called hyaluronidase. Some bacteria secrete this enzyme to dissolve the glue holding your cells together, allowing them to invade deeper. Echinacea blocks this enzyme, essentially hardening the cell walls and trapping the bacteria so your white blood cells can catch them. It supports the body's containment strategy and its cleanup crew. When looking for quality echinacea, the root is the most potent part. It creates a distinctive tingle on the tongue. If it doesn't tingle, it's not good quality. Now, let's look at the regenerators, the plants that repair tissue and organ function. Number 6 is comfrey. Its Latin name means to grow together. Its folk name is knitbone. Comfrey is the closest thing we have to a growth potion. It contains a compound called allantoin. Allantoin is a cell proliferant. It stimulates cell division. When applied to a broken bone, a sprained ligament, or a deep cut, it accelerates the rate at which the body creates new tissue. It also contains mucilage, a gooey substance that soothes inflamed tissues. When you apply a comfrey poultice to an injury, you are providing the cells with the signal to multiply and the moisture to do it effectively. It supports the bone builders and collagen builders. However, comfrey contains compounds that can be hard on the liver if taken internally in large amounts. It is safest and most effective as a topical remedy: salves, oils, and poultices where it performs miracles on structural damage. Number 7 is calendula. If you cut your finger, your body rushes to close the gap, but often it does this hastily, creating scar tissue. Calendula supports organized healing. The bright orange petals of calendula are rich in resins and flavonoids. It increases the blood flow to the wound site and stimulates the production of collagen. But unlike a simple stimulant, It seems to modulate the inflammation so that the tissue heals cleanly, with less scarring. It is also a powerful lymphatic for the skin. If you have a wound that is red, swollen, and refusing to heal, the local lymph is stuck. Calendula gets that fluid moving, bringing fresh nutrients to the wound bed and carrying away waste. It is the skin's best friend. To use it, infuse the dried flowers in olive oil for 4 weeks. This oil is the base for the world's best healing salves. Number 8 is milk thistle. The liver is the only organ in the human body that can completely regenerate itself. You can cut away 70% of a liver, and it will grow back. Milk thistle is the plant that supports this superpower. The active complex, silymarin, does 3 incredible things. First, it alters the outer membrane of liver cells, making them impermeable to toxins. It puts up a shield so poisons like alcohol or Tylenol bounce off. Second, it stimulates protein synthesis within the liver cells, speeding up the regeneration of damaged tissue. Third, it boosts the liver's production of glutathione. Glutathione is the master antioxidant. By increasing glutathione, milk thistle helps the liver neutralize free radicals that would otherwise cause cell death. It doesn't do the detoxing for the liver. It gives the liver the armor and tools to do the job itself. Number 9 is Gotu kola. In Ayurveda, Gotu kola is revered for the mind, but its effect on the body's structure is equally profound. It is a specific tonic for the connective tissue. Aging is essentially the breakdown of connective tissue. Skin sags, joints get loose, blood vessels weaken. Gotu kola stimulates the fibroblast cells to produce new collagen and elastin. But critically, it helps organize that collagen. In burn victims or people with severe scars, collagen can clump up. Gotu kola helps align the new collagen fibers, making the skin strong and flexible. It strengthens the walls of veins, helping the body pump blood back up from the legs against gravity. It supports the structural integrity of your vessel walls. Number 10 is plantain. Not the banana, but the common weed. You have likely stepped on it in your driveway. Plantain is the master of extraction. If you have a splinter, a bee sting, or a venomous bite, your body wants to push it out. Plantain supports this drawing action. It contains a chemical called aucubin, which is a mild antimicrobial, but its physical mechanism is what matters. When chewed or mashed and applied as a spit poultice, it creates a localized drawing pressure that pulls toxins and debris out of the skin. Internally, it does the same for the gut. It contains soothing mucilage that coats the lining of the intestines, healing leaky gut. It helps the body seal the barrier between your food and your blood. Now we move to the system regulators: digestion, nerves, and hormones. Number 11 is ginger. Healing requires delivery. You can take all the vitamins in the world, but if blood cannot reach the injured tissue, healing will not happen. Ginger is the driver. Gingerols and shogols in ginger are circulatory stimulants. They relax the smooth muscles surrounding blood vessels, allowing them to dilate. This forces warm, oxygenated blood into the capillaries, the tiniest vessels that feed your extremities. If you have cold hands, cold feet, or stagnant digestion, ginger wakes it up. It also supports the body's inflammatory response. It inhibits the COX-2 enzyme, similar to how ibuprofen works, but without stopping the healing process entirely. It manages pain by moving stagnant blood and fluids. In traditional Chinese medicine, pain is stagnation. Ginger breaks stagnation. Number 12 is holy basil, or tulsi. Stress shuts down healing. When you are in fight or flight, your body diverts energy away from digestion, repair, and immunity to fuel your muscles. You cannot heal while running from a tiger. Tulsi is an adaptogen. It helps the body adapt to stress. It lowers cortisol levels. By regulating the HPA axis, Tulsi tells the body, the tiger is gone, you can go back to building tissue now. It is also an amphoteric. It can move in 2 directions. It can energize a tired mind without caffeine jitters, and it can calm an anxious mind without sedation. It centers the nervous system so the body can prioritize maintenance over survival. Number 13 is dandelion root. We call it a weed, but it is a bitter tonic of the highest order. Digestion is the foundation of health. If you cannot break down food, you have no building blocks for repair. Dandelion root is rich in inulin and bitter principles. When you taste the bitterness, a signal is sent from your tongue to your vagus nerve. This nerve tells your stomach to release acid, your liver to release bile, and your pancreas to release enzymes. It primes the pump. Most people suffer from low stomach acid, not high. Dandelion helps the body produce its own digestive fluids. End quote. By improving bile flow, it also helps the body excrete metabolized hormones like excess estrogen, preventing hormonal imbalances. It supports the body's waste management system. Number 14 is valerian. Healing happens when you sleep. Specifically, during deep delta wave sleep, the body releases growth hormone, which repairs muscles and tissues. If you don't sleep, you don't heal. Valerian root is not just a sedative. It increases the amount of GABA in the synaptic clefts of your brain. GABA is the brake pedal of the brain. It stops the racing thoughts. Unlike sleeping pills which knock you out but often ruin sleep quality, valerian helps the body transition into the restful state naturally. It relaxes the skeletal muscles, which is great for back pain, and quiets the mind, allowing the body's nighttime repair crew to get to work. Be warned, the root smells like dirty socks, but that is a sign of its potency. Number 15 is St. John's wort. This plant is famous for depression, but its true physical affinity is for the nerves. Nerves heal very slowly. If you have crushed a finger, have sciatica, or shingles, the nerve pain can be excruciating. Street. John's wort is a trophorestorative for the nervous system. It feeds and restores nerve tissue. When applied topically as a red oil, it soothes inflamed nerve endings. Internally, it helps regulate synaptic firing. It supports the physical structure of the viral damaged or trauma-damaged nerves. A word of caution: it speeds up liver detoxification pathways, meaning it can clear pharmaceuticals out of your body too quickly. Always check for interactions if you are on medication. Now, let's explore the deep metamorphosis cellular intelligence. Number 16 is mullein. The lungs are self-cleaning organs. They have tiny hair-like structures called cilia that sweep mucus and dust up and out. But when we get sick or smoke, the cilia get paralyzed by thick mucus. Mullein supports the cilia. It is an expectorant and a demulcent. It moistens dry, irritated lung tissue while simultaneously loosening the phlegm. It helps the lungs do what they are trying to do: cough the bad stuff out. It doesn't suppress the cough unless it's dry and useless. It makes the cough productive. It supports the mechanical cleaning of the respiratory system. Number 17 is yarrow. Named after Achilles, the Greek warrior, who used it to stanch the bleeding of his soldiers. Yarrow is a plant of contradictions. It can stop bleeding when applied to a cut, yet it can break up stagnant blood in a bruise. How? It works on the intelligence of the blood vessels. It tones the vascular walls. If the blood is gushing, it astringes the tissue to close it. If the blood is stuck, it relaxes the tissue to move it. It modulates the flow of blood. It is also a diaphoretic. Drinking hot yarrow tea opens the pores to release a fever. It coordinates the movement of fluids and heat in the body. Number 18 is hawthorn. Most heart drugs force the heart to do something: beat slower, beat faster, pump harder. Hawthorn simply feeds the heart. It is a trophorestorative for the cardiac muscle. It is rich in flavonoids that protect the heart muscle from oxygen starvation. It dilates the coronary arteries, the vessels that feed the heart itself. This improves the heart's metabolic efficiency. It allows the heart to pump more blood with less effort. It doesn't force a change. It resources the organ so it can function at its best. It is used for both high blood pressure and low blood pressure because it helps the heart find its center. Number 19 is nettle. If you are tired, pale, and weak, your body lacks the raw materials to build energy. Stinging nettle is food. It is packed with iron, calcium, magnesium, and protein. But unlike a rock-hard mineral supplement, the minerals in nettle are bioavailable. The body recognizes them. Nettle supports the kidneys and the adrenals. It is an alterative. It changes the chemistry of the blood. It helps flush uric acid and provides the building blocks for new red blood cells. It is the ultimate nutritional support for a body that is trying to rebuild itself after illness or surgery. And finally, Number 20. The plant of immortality. Aloe vera. We know it soothes sunburn, but internally, it heals the inner skin, the mucosa. Your digestive tract, from mouth to colon, is lined with a delicate mucous membrane. Stress, spicy food, and chemicals burn this lining. Aloe vera contains polysaccharides that soothe and seal this lining. It stimulates the immune cells in the gut. But uniquely, aloe enables cells to communicate. The sugars in aloe are glyconutrients, essential for cell-to-cell signaling. It helps your cells send clear messages to one another. When cells communicate clearly, the body functions as a unified whole. We have walked through the pharmacy of the earth. We have seen roots that build bone marrow, leaves that knit skin, and berries that sabotage viruses. But remember, these plants are not magic wands. They are partners. You cannot take milk thistle to heal your liver while drinking a bottle of vodka every night. You cannot take ashwagandha to lower stress while sleeping 4 hours a night. The plants act as a lever, but you are the fulcrum. You must provide the lifestyle foundation, sleep, movement, real food for these plants to work. The ultimate goal of using these plants is not to be dependent on them forever. It is to use them to remind the body of its own capacity, to retrain the immune system, to reset the nervous system, to restore the tissues. Once the body remembers, it takes over. That is the definition of a cure. So, look at your health differently, starting today. You are not a broken machine. You are a self-healing ecosystem, waiting for the right inputs. Whether it is the tea you drink in the morning or the salve you apply at night, choose plants that honor your body's innate intelligence. Go out, plant a seed, brew a tea, and let the healing begin.